Now, viewers, we shift our focus northwards towards Canada, where the country has declared the dreaded Sanctions Bishnoi gang linked to numerous violent crimes in India and Canada a terrorist organization. Now, this move has deep legal and also diplomatic consequences for those who are not aware with the developments of this case. Canada's terror listing now gives federal authorities power to freeze assets, block funding, and charge anyone supporting this gang or a terror outfit, as it's being labelled now. Meanwhile, officials say that the Bishnoi gang has threatened and extorted members of diaspora communities, including Indians, especially in British Columbia, Alberta, and Ontario. Now, the group is also linked to the 2022 murder of rapper Sidhu Moosewala and threats against numerous Bollywood stars, including Salman Khan, the recent firing on Kapil Sharma's cafe in Canada as well. Now, the listing comes after demands from Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre and premiers in British Columbia as well as Alberta, calling it long overdue. Meanwhile, the gang is led by Sanctions Bishnoi. He's currently behind bars in India, but still active through a network of over 700 alleged members. The gang operates across borders, funding itself through extortion, drug smuggling, and contract killings, some allegedly also carried out in Canada and other countries as well. Well, for more on this, we are joined by former IPS officer Vikram Singh. Mr. Singh, thank you so much for taking out the time and joining us on this very crucial story. My first question to you, sir, is what took Canada so long to officially label the Bishnoi gang a terrorist organization to begin with?
Good afternoon and Jai Hind. This is a $1 million question and a wake-up call. But well, better late than never. Nobody can condone contract killing, extortion, and also giving threats online and offline. The charges against Sanctions Bishnoi and his gang are absolutely unacceptable, and they need to be investigated very thoroughly. Now, to your late call, I would say that perhaps the Royal Canadian Mounted Police is one of the most professional police forces in the world. We have had joint training sessions also. I really don't know why this, whether diplomatic reasons, internal compulsions, political compulsions, but this should have happened long ago. Well, it has happened now. And I would say, my second point would be, please display the same level of alacrity, alertness, and proactive attitude when it comes to anti-India activities in Canada and pro-Khalistani activities. You cannot pick and choose, cherry pick. What is sauce for the goose is sauce for the gander. Therefore, anything that is illegal in Canadian law in respect of anti-India activities, subversion, attacking our embassies and our diplomats, that also should have the same priority, as you have shown rather late, as you very rightly mentioned, in respect of Sanctions Bishnoi and his gang.
Of course, needless to say, sir. Now, moving on to the bigger question, the second big question that arises here, and many are asking, in fact, is that can Ottawa or Canada actually disrupt the gang's financing and recruitment within diaspora communities? If yes, how can it do so? How can Canada disrupt the financing and recruitment activities of this terror outfit?
It's a $1 million question, and again, I would say the cat has 9 lives. Canada is a very small geographical location of any international gang. Compare it with Dawood. Suppose you were to ban him in Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Dubai. Do you think for a moment that the Dawood gang would be incapacitated or emasculated? No way. He will find fresh avenues of activity, fresh recruiting grounds, and fresh targets. Therefore, a concerted action will have to be taken by the Interpol and other sister agencies and other allied nations to come down heavily like a ton of bricks on Sanctions Bishnoi and his gang.
My last question to you, sir. We'll be running short on time, as we usually do on television bulletins. With Sanctions Bishnoi, of course, and obviously in jail, who's really running the show, and how, more importantly, sir, you have all the experience, how can the police actually reach the point person in Canada who's actually running the entire Bishnoi gang operations now?
If you are aware, the only thing that is holds the life of a gangster is his financial depth and power. Freeze his assets, freeze his bank accounts, freeze the Hawala transactions, and all the assets that he has built up. But again, it's easier said than. Suppose it is in Canary Islands or other such tax havens. What do we do about it? You can freeze assets in Canada, India, or perhaps Europe and other friendly countries. But what if his assets are there in other countries who do not observe the rule of law? And there's a dozen such locations where he can. But where there is a will, there is a way. Again, I would say that if a resolute nation decides to go after the gangsters, his assets, his gang members, the assets of his gang members,
Right.
and emasculate where it hurts the most, the financial base. And it can be just perfectly doable.
Where there's a will, there's a way, says Mr. Singh. Thank you so much, sir, in fact, for joining us once again on this very important broadcast.